the stress hurts, so I expect worse. That's why I'm waiting on the next hearse. But before I lay me down, let's get this off my chest first. Excerpt of my life, I call it my next verse. My chest is feeling heavy and my head hurts, but the Northwest keep me grounded like some bed skirts. I'm stressed, keep it in perspective, I'm an expert about this Northwest way of life. Hey, it could end worse. Welcome back, everybody. This is episode number 3 of Raw Emotion. It's where I kind of go over how I'm feeling about with my mental health and kind of talk about stuff a little bit. Kind of shed some light on the fact that mental health is something that needs to be talked about more. And I'm going to do my best to support that message through this podcast. Last time I left you guys, I was, I want to say, a few days off of my antidepressants completely. And so I was feeling anxious, nervous, a bit of panic, a little bit of panic with the anxiousness. We'll get into that. But I really wasn't sure if it was a byproduct of just getting off the pills, and this is a side effect. Sometimes it gets worse before it gets better. I know I mentioned that in the last video. Or if this was my my pesky old panic disorder, showing its fangs again. And I was pretty worried about which of those it was going to be. So come Friday, I actually missed 2 days of work last week because of my anxiety. That sucks. I don't want to go back into that world. I don't want to live like that. Could have been a temporary thing. I say could have been because yes, I did get back on my pills. Low dose for right now. I gave it a week, and I know that might not be long enough to really draw the line between the side effects of coming off the pills and just my panic disorder coming back. And so I was a mess. Come Saturday, 7-8 days off of the pills, I was a fucking wreck, dude. Panicking, not a full-blown panic attack per se. I categorize my panic attacks a little differently than some others. I get into this state. Usually a panic attack will last about 10 minutes, and then your body's like, hey, let's cool it a little bit, dude. Mine will last days, weeks. I've had just a month-long panic attack before. I felt myself slipping back into that. I know what that feels like. It's not just a side effect of the pills, of coming off of them, And so I made the decision to Saturday night get back on my antidepressants. It's a chemical imbalance that I have, and we shouldn't be ashamed of that. We shouldn't be afraid to talk about that. It's fucking normal for people to have imbalances in their brain. And just like, my wife said, some people have an iron deficiency and they need to take medicine for that. I have a serotonin imbalance, and it really can be debilitating and control my life. And so what I did was I took a 5 milligram tab. I was on 30 originally, right? And weaned my way off over about 8 weeks. It should have probably been a 4 or 5 month thing that I did, but my doctors advised me to do it in 8 weeks, and so that's what we did. And so I took a 5 milligram tab immediately. I know that physiologically it does nothing for me, like right away, chemical wise. Like the effects of the pill take a week or more to actually start working. But immediately I felt a bit of relief because this light at the end of the tunnel that I have been chasing while getting off of my pills was one that I wasn't even sure if it was there. I didn't know if I was going to be okay once I got off my pills. And I'm not sure if I was okay with the fact that I might not be okay. right away, you know. And after I thought about it, I decided to take one of the pills because I know that these pills work for me. Um, I figured I'm in a good place in my life, and maybe I don't need them, you know. So that's why I got off them. It was a personal choice. I decided to give it a shot, you know, and that light at the end of the tunnel was not a solid target that I could see necessarily, but getting back on the pills, I know that they work for me, and I know that they will make me feel better and bring me peace at some point. Getting back on them, you know, I know that peace is there, and so it was just a feeling of relief right away to know that I didn't have to wait weeks and weeks to find the answer and then potentially have to go back on the pills anyways after putting myself through weeks of panic, because this panic state that I was getting into was a real thing. That's just how my brain works, you know. And so like as soon as I took the pills, man, I just felt that 5 milligram, just that one little tab, bro, and I felt relief knowing that the end was in sight, if that makes sense. It wasn't the light at the end of the tunnel that I originally set out for, but it was a light that I know is attainable and a peace that I know is attainable, just from taking a pill, you know. And so I'm gonna give it a shot on 10 milligrams for now. I took 5 for 4 days. I'm gonna probably go up to 10 tomorrow, and I did 5. I would have done 10 originally when I got back on them, but I just wanted to do 5 for a few days just to make sure that some of the physical side effects were not smacking me in the face, you know, right off the bat. And I feel better. I still have anxiety. I'm still kind of borderline in that panic state, but I know that it's working I know what direction we're moving in now. And you know, at first I was really disappointed in myself for giving up, you know, and getting back on the meds. But if I know the meds are right for me and they work for me, like I said in the previous, the first video, I believe episode 1, I've been on like 9 different antidepressants to find the right one, and numerous times it's been Paxil that's worked for me. And so I'm getting back on it, you know, and I'm going to take 10 milligrams tomorrow. We're going to stay at 10 for now. I believe that I will be good on 10. I feel like I just need that little bit of help, you know, that little bit of help. And if I somewhere down the road in the future get a wild hair again to give it a shot, I know 10 milligrams is going to be a lot easier to come off of than 30. And so if that we'll cross that bridge when we get there, you know. I don't know if we ever will get to that bridge again where I want to come off of these. I was doing a lot of research, and there's no studies that show long-term effects, like bad side effects and things for prolonged use of Paxil. So, you know, I'm in it to win it, I guess. Some people just need help, and there's nothing wrong with that. It doesn't mean that doesn't mean I'm crazy or anything like that. I had a lot of apprehension getting back on it, you know. What will people think? I've gone through this 9 week process of getting off these pills, and I was very vocal about it, about my process and what I was going through with people around me and people in my life. And, you know, what are they going to think? How are they going to feel? What are they going to judge me for going back on them? Are they going to call me just dumb for going through this for no reason, or putting myself through this just to get back on the pills? But the bottom line is, it was something that I needed to do for myself, And I have totally found peace with the fact that I just need to be on them, you know? And so that's kind of where we're at now. It's been 4 days since I got back on them. I feel good. I had to take a hydroxyzine when I got home from work today. It's like a mild, it's an antihistamine, but it works for anxiety. It's one of the few antihistamines that works for anxiety as well. It works really well for anxiety, actually. Small panic attacks and just generalized anxiety disorder. And so I took one of those, and I'm feeling pretty calm right now. Not too panicked. That's kind of all I'm going for. I just need to get to the next day, and I know that tomorrow will be better. And if I keep that mindset every day, I know I can get through this. I have a great support system around me. I've been very vocal and open over the weekend about what I'm going through on Facebook. And originally I had made a post this weekend before I had decided to get back on the pills, and was just kind of not really questioning what I was going to do, but just throwing it out there that, hey, if you have mental health issues, who are you trying to be tough for by putting on a front, And I was asking, what's the point? I was like, like, who am I trying to be tough for by getting off of these pills and putting myself through this much discomfort, when I basically at this point know I need to get back on them. And the support that I got was incredible. It really kind of helped me make my decision. I'm not saying that the people on Facebook made the decision for me or told me how to live my life or anything like that, but genuine people reached out to me and showed support and basically reassured me that if I were to make the choice to get back on the medicine, that it was okay. And that to me was really amazing. So I was like, okay, maybe I will get back on them. So I got back on the pills, and like I said, I felt instant relief just knowing that the end was in sight. And then I made another post about normalizing the conversation, and that got an even greater response from people. And just the fact that there are so many people out there that are blown away by my honesty and my openness, it really kind of makes me sad, because we don't talk about this enough. And kind of what I was saying in that post is, how long do we put on the front that mental health is not something that needs to be in the discussion daily? We go to a doctor for our body. We go to the dentist for our teeth. We do all these things that are normal to take care of ourselves, and nobody talks about mental health. Nobody talks about what they're going through, just to talk about it. How many lives can we save or how many people would still be here if people talked about how they feel before they get into that panic state? How many conversations would take place, and that would really help people? If people weren't afraid of outside judgment, or of being labeled as mentally weak, or especially men, like this, like, oh, you're such a pussy, you're fucking toughen up, you don't got anything wrong with you, like, just fucking, it's actually crazy to me that there's not a more open conversation about it. And so I'm going to do my best to push that narrative, and to make it okay to talk about it. People even commented on my post, and gave their feedback, and then deleted their comment, because they didn't want people to see how they really felt, or whatever it may be. But there was no negativity. Not one person commented. I have almost 5,000 friends on Facebook. Not one person said anything negative to me about it. And it was all love, and it was all help and support and reassurance that I was doing the right thing, or that I could do the right thing. And then on top of the comments on the post, there was a number of people that DM me privately, and wanted to talk about their situation, or how what I'm going through makes them feel better, because they are going through the same thing, and they now know that they're not alone. And fuck, that makes me want to cry right now, just knowing that there are people out there that are scared to talk about what they're going through unless someone else talks about it first. And that's not a knock on them. That's a knock on us as a society, that we can't talk about it without the fear of ridicule. And it just breaks my heart, man. We can't keep going on like that, because we lose so many good people so often. And I just hope that by me continuing to do this podcast, it helps people, and it gives people the opportunity to see that it's okay to talk about stuff, and it's normal to express our feelings. And if we're having a good day, we like to post about it, and we like to talk about it, and we like to share about it, and then people see that, and they, like, say if I obviously have some mental health issues that I'm working through. And so for me to get on Facebook and only see positive stuff all the time, or people putting on a front that they're always okay, I feel like that does absolutely nothing for my need to share my negative thoughts openly, because I feel like it makes people feel like they're less than that. Like, if they're like, oh, like, that person's so happy, why can't I be? Why am I not happy like that too? That person is not happy. That person is putting on a front and pretending to be happy, because they don't, either they're too scared to talk about their stuff, or they have been told that it's not normal. And we need to share the hard times in order to appreciate the good times. And we need to tell people how we're feeling when we feel these these ways, because everyone at some point in life goes through some form of mental health issues, and it changes. The change starts with us, and it starts right here, and we need to further the conversation. And so that's all I'm trying to do with this, is just further the conversation. And if I can get one other person to talk about their feelings, or if I can make one other person feel relief knowing that they are not alone in their feelings, then I'm just gonna keep doing this. I'm gonna keep doing it, you know. And so far the reception has been that. And so I just want to say thank you guys for watching, for sitting here for 21 minutes and watching and listening to me talk about how I feel. And I hope that it inspires others to talk about how they feel, and we make this a thing, you know. And so I'm gonna keep taking these pills, and hopefully I'm gonna progressively feel better every day, and work towards that peace that I know is attainable. And I hope that you can too. So with that, I mean, that's basically all I have today. I'm trying to keep these about 20 to 25 minutes. And so I will see you guys on the next episode. I really, really, really appreciate you guys taking the time, and check on your friends. You know, ask people how they're doing. People don't like talking about it. You know, if somebody seems down or seems bothered by something, ask them how they're doing. You know, and if they give you some bullshit, you know, oh, I'm good, but you know that there's more to it, ask them again. You know, that's all we can do, is just really care, listen to what they have to say, and hopefully we can continue the conversation. So I appreciate you guys. Peace.